Once upon a time, in a vibrant village nestled between a lush forest and a sparkling sea, there lived a curious girl named Lila. She had a head full of wild, curly hair that danced in the breeze and big brown eyes that sparkled with wonder. Lila was known in her village for her adventurous spirit and insatiable curiosity. Every day after her chores, she would explore the woods, collect interesting rocks, or watch the waves crash on the shore. One sunny afternoon, while wandering through the forest, Lila stumbled upon something unusual. Tucked beneath the gnarled roots of an ancient oak tree was a shimmering golden scarf. It glowed warmly in the dappled sunlight, almost as if it was beckoning her to come closer. With excitement bubbling in her chest, Lila reached down and picked it up. The moment she touched the scarf, a faint whisper danced through the air. "Find the lantern, dear child," it said. "Only then will the magic unfold." Intrigued, Lila draped the golden scarf around her neck. It felt soft and warm, wrapping her in a cozy embrace. With newfound determination, she set off deeper into the forest, searching for the magic lantern mentioned by the mysterious whisper. As Lila ventured further, she noticed the trees around her becoming taller and thicker, their branches intertwined like a giant tapestry. The chirping of birds filled the air, and the scent of wildflowers wafted through the breeze. Suddenly, she heard a faint tinkling sound, like the ringing of tiny bells. Lila followed the sound, her heart racing with anticipation. She soon came upon a small clearing where an enchanting sight awaited her. In the center stood a tiny birdhouse, painted in bright colors and adorned with flowers. The birdhouse was perched on a slender pole, and around it fluttered a swarm of tiny birds, their feathers a brilliant array of blues, reds, and yellows. But what caught Lila's eye was the delicate magic lantern hanging from the roof of the birdhouse. It glimmered like a star, casting shimmering lights that danced around the clearing. "Hello there." Lila called out to the birds, who paused in their flurry to look at her with curious eyes. "Are you looking for the magic lantern?" a chirpy voice asked. Lila looked around but didn't see anyone who said that. She exclaimed, glancing at the birdhouse. "I did," replied a tiny bluebird, hopping closer. "I'm Bree, the guardian of this lantern. But be careful. The goblin who wants the lantern is near." "A goblins?" Lila gasped. She had heard tales of goblins, mischievous creatures known for causing trouble. "What does he want with the lanterns?" "The goblin wants the magic to control the sea and the forest," Bree explained, flapping her tiny wings. "But the magic can only be used by someone with a pure heart. If he gets his hands on it, he could bring darkness to our world." Lila felt a rush of bravery. She couldn't let that happen. "What can I do to help?" she asked. "You must find the goblin's lair and stop him," Bree said, fluttering her wings in excitement. "But first, you'll need the lantern. It will guide you and give you strength." Without hesitation, Lila approached the magic lantern. As she reached for it, the golden scarf glowed brighter, and she felt a surge of energy flow through her. The lantern seemed to hum in harmony with the scarf, filling her with warmth and courage. As she picked up the lantern, the world around her transformed. The colors of the forest deepened, and the sounds became sharper. Lila could hear the rustle of leaves, the distant sound of waves crashing, and even the soft heartbeat of the earth. "Now go," Bree chirped. "Follow the light, and it will lead you to the goblin." With the lantern in hand and the golden scarf wrapped snugly around her neck, Lila set off, her heart pounding with excitement and fear. The light from the lantern guided her along twisting paths and through thick underbrush. The trees seemed to whisper secrets as she passed, and the air crackled with magic. After walking for what felt like hours, Lila reached the edge of the forest, where it met the rocky shore. The sun was setting, casting a golden hue over the water. In the distance, she spotted a dark cave nestled among the cliffs. "That must be the goblin's lair," Lila whispered to herself, her heart racing. She took a deep breath and approached the cave, clutching the lantern tightly. As she stepped inside, the air turned cold, and shadows danced on the walls. Lila felt a chill run down her spine but pressed on. The lantern's light flickered, illuminating strange carvings on the cave walls, Pictures of goblins, sea creatures, and swirling magic. Suddenly, a low growl echoed through the cave. "Who dares enter my domain?" A voice boomed. Lila stepped back, heart pounding, and then mustered her courage. "I'm Lila. I'm here to stop you from taking the magic lantern." A figure emerged from the shadows, a scruffy little goblin with wild green hair and mischievous eyes. He was small, but his presence filled the cave with an air of menace. "Ah, a brave little girl. But you're too late. The lantern will soon be mine," he cackled, his voice echoing off the walls. Lila held the lantern high, its light shining brightly. "You can't have it. The magic belongs to those who use it for good," she shouted, her voice steady despite her fear. The goblin narrowed his eyes. "And what makes you think you're worthy? I could easily take it from you." In that moment, Lila remembered the golden scarf around her neck. "This scarf gives me strength. I won't let you harm the forest or the sea," she declared, feeling the warmth of the scarf envelop her. The goblin snarled, his expression twisting with anger. "You think that silly piece of cloth can save you? I'll show you my true power." With a swift movement, the goblin raised his hands, and dark shadows swirled around him. The cave filled with an ominous energy, and Lila felt the ground tremble beneath her feet, but Lila stood firm. She held the lantern tightly and closed her eyes, focusing on the warmth of the golden scarf and the light it emitted. She imagined the vibrant colors of the forest and the beautiful sea, picturing the laughter of the birds and the joy of her village. When she opened her eyes, a brilliant beam of light shot from the lantern, illuminating the cave. The shadows recoiled, and the goblin let out a startled cry as the light pushed him back. "Leave this place," Lila commanded, her voice ringing with authority. "You have no power here." The goblin staggered, his confidence faltering. "No. This can't be happening," he shrieked. He turned and fled deeper into the cave, disappearing into the darkness. With the goblin gone, the cave began to tremble. Lila realized that she needed to escape before the cave collapsed. She raced toward the entrance, the lantern guiding her way. Just as she reached the light of the outside world, the cave behind her crumbled, sealing the goblin inside. Lila collapsed on the grass outside, panting with exertion. Bree flew down and perched on her shoulder, chirping excitedly. "You did it, Lila. You saved us." Lila smiled, feeling a sense of triumph wash over her. But what will happen to the goblin? He was angry and wanted power. What if he escapes? "The magic of the lantern will protect us," Bree reassured her. "As long as it is used for good, the forest and the sea will remain safe. And the goblin will learn that power comes from kindness, not from darkness." Lila stood up, brushing off her clothes. She gazed at the horizon, where the sun dipped below the waves, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink. "I think I understand now," she said, her heart swelling with newfound wisdom. "We all have choices, and it's our choices that define who we are." Bree chirped in agreement, and the tiny birdhouse fluttered with the excited wings of the little birds. They sang a sweet melody, celebrating Lila's bravery and the magic that had been saved. As Lila turned to leave, she felt a sense of peace envelop her. The golden scarf shimmered in the fading light, and the magic lantern glowed softly in her hands. She knew her adventures were far from over. With the magic of the scarf and lantern by her side, there were countless more stories waiting to be written. From that day on, Lila became a protector of the forest and the sea. She often visited the tiny birdhouse, where Bree and the other birds shared stories of their adventures and sang songs of joy. Together, they formed a bond that transcended their differences, united by their love for the world around them. One sunny afternoon, as Lila played with the birds, she felt a familiar warmth on her neck. The golden scarf glowed, and the magic lantern flickered with a gentle light. Suddenly, a shimmering portal appeared before her, swirling with colors she had never seen before. "What is it?" Lila asked, her heart racing with excitement. "It's a gateway to new adventures," Bree chirped, her eyes wide with wonder. "You can explore new worlds and meet new friends." With a determined nod, Lila stepped forward, ready to embrace whatever lay beyond the portal. The magic lantern glowed brighter, illuminating her path as she crossed the threshold into a world filled with possibilities. In this new realm, Lila encountered wondrous creatures, giant butterflies that painted the skies with their vibrant wings, friendly giants who shared tales of ancient forests, and even mermaids who sang songs of the sea. Each adventure was more magical than the last, and Lila learned valuable lessons about friendship, bravery, and kindness through it all. The golden scarf and the magic lantern remained by her side, reminding her of her journey and the power of believing in oneself. With each new adventure, Lila's heart grew bigger, filled with love for the world and all its wonders. But the greatest adventure of all came one fateful day when Lila found herself in an underwater kingdom ruled by the wise and beautiful mermaid queen, Marina. The sea sparkled around them and colorful fish swam playfully through the coral reefs. "Lila, you have a pure heart," Queen Marina said, her voice like a soft melody. "But a great danger looms over our kingdom. A storm is brewing, and the goblin seeks to unleash its fury upon us." Lila gasped, remembering the goblin's threats. "But how can I help?" "The magic lantern you carry holds the power to calm the storm," the queen explained. "But it will require great courage and the strength of your heart. You must journey to the abyssal depths, where the storm is born, and use the lantern's light to restore balance." With determination in her heart, Lila set off with Queen Marina and a group of mermaids by her side. They swam through the shimmering waters, passing schools of fish and fields of dancing seaweed. The ocean was alive with colors and sounds, each creature offering their encouragement. As they approached the abyssal depths, Lila could feel the darkness swirling around them, like a tempest waiting to strike. The lantern pulsed in her hands, resonating with the energy of the sea. "Stay strong, Lila," Marina urged. "Trust in your heart and the magic within you." With a deep breath, Lila swam to the edge of the darkness, where the storm churned violently. She held the lantern high, feeling the warmth of the golden scarf wrap around her like a protective shield. "Let the light shine," she called, her voice steady and unwavering. "I call upon the magic of the sea to calm this storm." As the light from the lantern illuminated the depths, the dark clouds began to dissipate. The storm, once raging and chaotic, started to settle, revealing the beauty of the ocean beneath. Lila felt a surge of power course through her, the magic resonating with the very essence of the sea. Suddenly, the goblin appeared, furious and desperate. "You think you can stop me? This power is mine," he bellowed. But Lila stood firm. "You can't control the magic," she shouted. "It belongs to those who wish to protect, not destroy." With that, the lantern erupted in a brilliant light, illuminating the depths of the ocean. The goblin shrieked as the light engulfed him, transforming his darkness into sparkles of hope. The storm faded, and calm returned to the ocean, the colors vibrant and alive once more. In the aftermath, Lila felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. The sea creatures swam around her, celebrating their victory. Queen Marina approached, her eyes filled with pride. "You have proven yourself, Lila," she said. "You've shown that true magic comes from the heart. The goblin has been transformed. He is no longer a creature of darkness, but one of light." Lila smiled, feeling a warmth radiate from within. "We all have the power to change," she said softly, remembering the goblin's angry face. "Even those who seem lost can find their way back." As Lila returned to her village, she carried with her the lessons learned from her adventures. The golden scarf remained a symbol of her bravery, and the magic lantern continued to glow, illuminating her path. From that day on, Lila shared her stories with her friends and family, inspiring them to embrace their own adventures and to seek the magic in everyday life. The village thrived with creativity and joy, and Lila became a beloved storyteller, known for her incredible tales of bravery and friendship. Years passed, and Lila grew into a wise and compassionate young woman. But the spirit of adventure never left her heart. She continued to explore, discovering new lands and meeting wonderful creatures, always guided by the golden scarf and the magic lantern point. One day, while wandering along the shoreline, Lila stumbled upon a group of children building sandcastles. They laughed and played, their imaginations running wild. A smile crept onto Lila's face as she approached them. "Would you like to hear a story?" she asked. Kneeling down to their level, the children's eyes sparkled with excitement as they gathered around her. Lila began to share her adventures, weaving tales of goblins, mermaids, and the power of friendship. As she spoke, the children were transported into a world of magic and wonder, their imaginations ignited by her words, and so, the cycle continued. Lila's adventures inspired the next generation, planting seeds of curiosity and bravery in their hearts. The golden scarf and the magic lantern remained symbols of hope, reminding everyone that magic exists in the world, waiting to be discovered by those willing to seek it. And in that little village by the sea, filled with laughter and dreams, the spirit of adventure thrived, forever woven into the fabric of life. The end.